Identifying a given point on a number line. Your learning target today is I can represent fractions on a number line, and you'll know you're successful when you can label a given point with the fraction by determining the correct numerator and denominator. So sometimes when I have a fraction number line, sometimes I don't have to label the entire thing. Sometimes they will give me a given point, like here. They will label that like with a dot. And I will have to find what fraction that one is. So in order to do that, you can label the whole number line. That's okay, but you don't have to. So by doing that, I'm just going to do the same thing that I've done before by figuring out what our denominator would be, because how many tick marks total do I have? Do I count 0? No. So I need to count the ones after that. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know right here what the dot is. I know my denominator will be 3. And then which tick mark is that? Is it the first, the second, or the third? Well, this would be the first one. This is second, and that's third. So yeah, it's the second. So that fraction is 2/3. I have 3 fraction number lines right here. And I'm going to start with the top one, and we're going to do that one together. And then the other 2, I'm going to want you to try on your own today. So I know this is a lot like what we've been doing all week. And it's really the same thing. We are labeling a fraction number line, but I don't have to label the whole thing if I don't want to. I can if it helps me to find the given point, but I don't have to. So let's look at the first one. We'll do it together. How many tick marks total do we have? We never count 0. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So where is the 6 in our fraction? Is it going to be on the top or the bottom? It's going to be on the bottom, which is called our denominator. Good job. So which fraction would that be if I was looking at the second tick mark? What's the numerator going to be? Well, it's the second tick mark, right? Because there's the first one, here's the second. So that is 2. So our fraction right there is 2/6. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to try the next 2 on your own, because this is a lot like what we've been doing. So please pause the video and find the fraction for the given point, where the given point is on the number 1, and then on the bottom one where it's in the middle. All right, I hope you were able to figure that out. So let's see what we have. We have that tick mark that's at the very end, because we're looking at the middle fraction number line. And that is the what tick mark? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the 8th one. So your denominator should have been an 8, because that's how many total tick marks there are. And then where's that dot? Well, that was the 8th one, right? The last one. So your fraction should be 8/8, which we know is the same as 1 whole, since it's right on the number 1. But I wanted to know the fraction. So thank you for figuring that out. Now the last one. We only have that tick mark and then the one on the end, because we don't count 0. There was 1, 2 tick marks. So your denominator was a 2, and your numerator should have been a 1. That was the first tick mark. I know that one might have been kind of tricky because it's like right in the middle there, but that's where it is. Sometimes you might see these problems and you might not see the tick mark. And sometimes that might be a little tricky, because you'll be like, oh my, what is that fraction? Well, it's still 1/2. You just might not see that tick mark hidden behind it, but don't let that trick you. All right, nice job. Thank you. Remember, your learning target today is I can represent fractions on a number line, and you'll know you're successful when you can label a given point with the fraction by determining the correct numerator and denominator.